Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we shall be solving simultaneous equation using the substitution method. Now, our learning indicator, we'll be able to analyze two linear equations in two variables and solve them using the substitution method. Now, the steps we shall use in the substitution method. Now, the first thing we'll do is to choose one equation and make one variable the subject. That is, in an equation that involves x and y, we can choose to make x in terms of express x in terms of y, or express y in terms of what? X. That is making one of the variable the subject. Now the next thing is to substitute this expression into the other equation. Okay. Then we shall solve for the remaining variable. Then substitute back into one of the original equations to find the other variable like we did in elimination. Then write the solution as an ordered pair, that is the x and y. Okay, and then check the correctness of our solution. So these are the steps that we shall go through as we use the substitution method. Let's try an example. So we have to solve the following system of equations using the substitution method. And here we have x plus y is equal to 12, and we have x minus y is equal to 4. So here, let us write this: x plus y is equal to 12. Let's name this as our equation 1. And then x minus y is equal to 4 as equation 2. Now, what we have to do here is that by choice, we can consider any of the equations and then make one of the variables the subject in the equation. So let us consider equation 1. So let us make, let's make x the subject. Let's make x the subject in equation 1. So in equation 1, we have x plus y is equal to 12. And here we want to make x stand alone. So we have x is equal to 12 minus y. Okay. So here, let me name this as equation 3. We shall refer to that. So after we have made one variable the subject, then we will now do a substitution. So we will substitute. So substitute equation 3 into the other equation, that is equation 2. Already we made x the subject in equation 1. Okay, so we are now substituting what we have gotten into the other equation. So this equation 1 is out for a moment. So now we can have this to be x minus y is equal to 4. This is our equation 2. So we are now substituting equation 3 into equation 2. So wherever we are seeing x in equation 2, we are replacing that with 12 minus y. So we have 12 minus y for x minus y is equal to 4. So here we will have this to be grouping like terms: minus y is equal to 4 minus 12. So this will give us a minus 2y is equal to, then here we have a minus 8. So you can now divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, so divide this by negative 2 and that by negative 2. So this will cancel out, okay, to give us y is equal to, now a negative 8 divided by negative 2 will give us a positive 4. So here we have found for the value of y to be equal to 4. Now let's proceed to find the value of the other variable. So here we have equation 3 where x has already been made the subject. So we can now do a back substitution. So substitute the results we have now, y is equal to 4, into any of the equations there. I prefer equation 3. Okay, so into equation 3, and equation 3 is x equal to 12 minus 4. Equation Now substitute into equation 3. And equation 3 is x is equal to 12 minus y. So x is equal to 12 and we know y to be 4. So x is equal to 12 minus 4 will give us 8. Therefore, we can see that from here x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 4. Let us try another example. So in this other example, we have 3x plus 2y is equal to 19 as our equation 1. And then we have 3x minus y is equal to 4 as our equation 2. So here, be very mindful of what you try to make the subject. In fact, choose an equation where making one of the variable the subject is quite easier. So from here, y is easy to be made the subject from equation 2. So we consider make y the subject in equation 2. So in equation 2, okay, so in equation 2 we have 3x, let me write it back again. So equation 2 we have 3x minus y is equal to 4. This is equation 2. We are making y the subject. So we can write this as 3x minus 4 is equal to y. So here y has been made the subject. So that is y is equal to 3x minus 4. So let's name this as our equation 3. Now we substitute. So substitute equation 3 into, we chose equation 2 to work with, so equation 2 is out. So we substitute into equation 1. So we're substituting equation 3 into equation 1. We have equation 1 to be 3x plus 2y is equal to 19. So wherever we are seeing y in equation 1, we are substituting 3x minus 4. So we have 3x plus 2, and in place of the y, we have 3x minus 4 is equal to 19. Now we are left with an equation with only one variable. So 3x plus, let's expand, we have 6x minus, we have 8 is equal to 19. So here we can group like terms to have 3x plus 6x is equal to, then we have 19 plus 8. And 3x plus 6x will give us a 9x. This is equal to 27. Okay, let's follow up through here. So stay with me. So here we have 9x divided by 9, and we have 27 also divided by 9. So here x is equal to 9 divides itself 1 and divides that 1. 9 divides itself 1 divides 27 3 times. So we have x to be equal to what? 3. So we can now substitute. Okay, so here let us substitute. So we substitute x is equal to 3 into any of our equations we have here, and I prefer equation 3 to equation 3. So we have y is equal to 3x minus 4 for equation 3, and we know x to be 3. So we have y is equal to 3 multiplying 3 for x minus 4. Simplifying this will give us 9 minus 4, which will give us y is equal to 5. Okay, so here we can see that our x is equal to 3 and then our y is equal to 5. We have other examples here. So here the situation looks a little bit complex since the two equations do not have any of the variables having a coefficient of 1. So here, be very tactical. Any of the variables can be made a subject. So let us try that. So we have 2x plus 5y is equal to 24 as our equation 1. And we have 3x plus 4y is equal to 22 as our equation 2. Okay, so let's come to equation 1. Okay, let's make x the subject. Let's make x the subject in equation 1. So here equation 1. Equation 1 here is 2x plus 5y is equal to 24. Now from here, 2x is equal to, we have this to be 24 minus 5y. So we are trying to make x a subject, so we can divide both sides by 2. So dividing both sides by 2 will give us 2x divided by 2 is equal to 24 minus 5y, all divided by 2. So here 2 divides that, and we have x is equal to 24 minus 5y, all divided by 2. And here x has been made the subject, so let us make this as our equation 3. This is where we do a substitution. So let us substitute. Okay, so let's substitute equation 3 into the other equation we didn't work with. So let's substitute it into equation 2. So into equation 2, wherever we are finding x, we substitute what? 24 minus 5y all on 2. So equation 2 is 3x plus 4y is equal to 22. So where we are seeing x, 3 into 24 minus 5y all on 2, okay, in place of the x, plus 4y is equal to 22. Okay, so let us go ahead and continue what we have to do here. So here, let me divide this our page. Okay, so let's do this together. Say with me. So here we have 3 multiplying that bracket there, and then we can see that 3 multiplying 24 there, so 3 by 24 there will give us a 72, and 3 by that of the negative 5 will give us a negative 15y, okay, all on 2, plus we have a 4y is equal to 22. So right here we have a fraction. Okay, so to do away with the fraction, we can multiply through by the LCM, and the LCM here is 2. So let's take our time. So 2 multiplying 72 minus 5, 15y, all on 2. In fact, brackets are very important here because the terms here are 2. And we have 2 multiplying 4y, and we also have 2 multiplying 22. Okay, so here 2 divides itself 1 and divides that 1. So here we have 72 minus 15y, okay, plus we have 8y is equal to, then we have 2 times 22 to be a 44. Okay, so following through, we can group like terms to have 15y plus 8y is equal to 44. Then we have minus 72. Okay, so right here we have minus 15y plus 8y to give us a 7y, okay, which is negative 7y, which is equal to, now we have a 44 minus 72 to give us a negative 28. So right here, dividing both sides by negative 7, okay, so this by negative 7, and then negative 28 also by negative 7. So right here, we can have y is equal to, then that is going to give us a 4, okay, for y. And since we know the value of y, then we can go ahead and substitute this into equation 3. So now we can now substitute. So you can follow my flow, okay. Substitute y is equal to 4 into equation 3. Okay, so in equation 3, we have x is equal to 24 minus 5y all on 2. Okay, so x is equal to 24 minus 5 multiplying y, which is 4, all on 2. let's finish this up here. Okay, let's finish it up here. So let me make a space for ourselves somewhere here and then complete our task. Okay, so to complete our task, now we have x is equal to, now we have a 24 minus 5 by 4 to give us 20, all on 2, and we have x is equal to 24 minus 20, which is 4, divided by 2, and x is equal to 2. So we can conclude by saying that x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 4. Okay, so I'll pause this video here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.